This video isn't for everyone. In fact, if you're seeing this, you've likely already realized finding real answers about women, attraction, power, and control isn't easy. And here's what no one dares to admit. There are things women would rather you never uncover, not because they're malicious, not because they're hiding something dark, but because if you ever understood this one truth, they'd lose the upper hand, and that scares them. This isn't about tricks. It's not about pretending to be alpha. It's about waking up a trait so rare, so potent, that it makes a woman feel powerless around a man and addicted to his presence. Today, I'll uncover this truth, piece by piece. And when it's done, you won't look at women or yourself the same again. Have you ever seen a woman chasing a guy who barely speaks? A man who's not conventionally attractive, not rich, yet she's still hooked. That's not chemistry. It's not her type. It's something deeper, something beneath the surface. He's tapped into one of the few things women can't resist. Presence. And no, I don't mean sitting cross-legged meditating. I'm talking about a stillness that makes her fidget. A calmness so grounded she starts fixing her hair, adjusting her tone, shifting her posture because your silence holds more weight than her words. Presence buries the average man and awakens the one she secretly hopes exists. And here's why women don't want you to learn this. The second you stop chasing, she starts yearning. Let me ask, when was the last time you just sat in silence and let her fill it? Most men can't do it. They rush in with jokes, stories, validation. But the man who stays quiet and grounded, he flips the dynamic without lifting a finger. Here's the truth. When you speak less, she does more. She starts wondering what's on your mind. She leans in, works harder for your attention, senses your self-control. Now pause. Imagine what that does to her. Most women are used to being watched, pursued. But when you become unreadable, she's thrown off. And that imbalance, that little confusion, that's where obsession begins. You want her hooked on your energy, then stop giving it away. Make her earn it. This is what no dating coach will admit. A woman doesn't need you to fall for her right away. She needs to be seen differently. Your attention, when filtered through calm detachment, becomes a reward, not a reaction. That's why the men who remain unbothered, who look at her like they've already figured her out, those men draw her in. Why? Because he's not reaching, he's choosing. Ever watched how a cat behaves when you ignore it? Now picture a confident, high-value woman used to being chased facing a man who doesn't bite on her games. She spirals, and in that spiral she starts to crave the one thing you've withheld, your attention. Right now, most guys are thinking, so, should I just ignore her? Wrong move. Amateur mistake, because now we get to what she really doesn't want you to understand. Stoicism isn't about being numb, it's about being unmoved. That's why it's so powerful. Women don't want a man who feels nothing, they want a man who feels deeply but is never owned by emotion. Picture this. A man staring into chaos, heartbreak, betrayal and, calmly saying, noted. That man, he becomes a mirror. She can't manipulate him, can't seduce him out of his path. And worst of all, she begins respecting him more than the ones who gave her everything. Because Stoicism doesn't mean you're detached. It means you're directed. You turn inward, you wait, you move with intent, and suddenly she's following your lead. Now we're here, the truth she hopes you never hear. The reason she tests you. Why she pulls away, comes back, pushes again. It's not random, it's not cruel, it's a game. And most men, they lose. But there's one move she can't touch. Indifference born from peace. Not fake indifference. Not ego. I'm talking about the man who truly understands whether she stays or leaves. He's still whole. When she feels that, when she senses that your peace isn't tied to her presence, something breaks. Because now, you're not just another guy, you're the standard. And the only way she meets you is by rising to that level. That's Stoicism. You don't chase women, you attract respect. And the men who get it, they don't broadcast it, they don't perform it, they move. In silence, and the world takes notice. Ever wonder why the second you stop texting first, she starts lurking, liking old pictures, sending that "hey stranger" message? That's not coincidence. That's cause and effect. Most men hold on tighter when they feel her slipping. Not you. You'll feel the fear but won't chase. You'll feel the quiet but won't break it. You'll feel the urge but you'll sit in it, like a soldier in the storm. And when you do, something shifts. She realizes she lost emotional control. She pushed too far. And instead of clinging, you disappeared into calm. Now she's rethinking everything. Now she's wondering, what kind of man is this? Because in a world full of oversharers, you became the mystery. And brother, that's where desire sneaks in. She doesn't need your explanation. She needs to wonder what's behind the silence. Confidence, kindness, humor, charisma. These are all great, but if you want to stir something deeper in a woman, something primal, it's not loud, it's not flashy, it's command. And I'm not talking about yelling or flexing your chest. No, command. Walks in a room and doesn't ask for attention. It gets it. You move with clarity, you speak with intention, you listen more than you speak. And when you do act, people adjust. That's command. It makes her self-aware, she straightens up, she fixes her tone, she feels you before you've said a word. And here's why women don't want this exposed. Because when you live in that energy, you're no longer the guy she can test, twist, or tame. You're the man she's afraid to lose and can't walk away from, because command is quiet. And it's born the day you stop needing her and start mastering you. If you've made it this far, you already know you're not like most. You value silence over noise, stillness over chaos, power over performance. If this resonated, don't just watch, become it. Drop a comment with the word unreadable so I know you're ready to stop being understood and start being remembered. And if you want more, hit subscribe, because the next video I release, she wish you never found it. Stay still, stay stoic. Until next time.